Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make your own synth. Alright, so let's go across to Ableton. First thing we're going to do is load up a MIDI track. There's our MIDI track. Then we're going to go down to instruments, grab an analog instrument. And now this is going to sound pretty awful to start with. So first thing I like to do is pitch it down an octave. And then detune it just a little bit. Gives it like a nice texture. Then the next thing I like to do is cut a bit of the high frequencies. Then we can add a bit of resonance. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is cut down the release time because we want this to be our bass synth. Let's go across to amp. Cut that down. Now let's go across to MIDI effects. Going to grab an arpeggiator. And let's stick this to 8th notes. That's sounding pretty good. Now another thing we could do is go across to audio effects. Chuck an amp sim on this. This will give it a nicer tone. Ooh, that's sounding pretty good. Can play around with the parameters a little bit here. It's all subjective, so just do it to how you like. Alright, now let's try and make a progression. Not sure if I like that last note, so let's go into here. Let's remove that last note. Let's extend the G. And now let's quantize everything so it's in time. Control A to select everything, Control U to quantize. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, so we've got like a nice rhythm. Next thing we're going to do is create another synth. So let's duplicate this track. Let's go across to here. We'll delete that. Go back to our parameters. We can turn off this amp sim, turn off the arpeggiator. Now for this one, we want a slower attack. So let's go back to the parameters. Now let's increase the attack time. So we want like a nice slow attack. Go across to the amp, do the same thing. Now let's extend the release time. Sounding good. Now what I like to do is add a reverb. So let's go across to audio effects, reverb. I like a big reverb. Let's extend that decay time. Sounding pretty cool. Let's see what we can come up with. All right, let's see how we go. Pretty cool. Alright, next thing we're going to do is add some drums. So let's create a new MIDI track. Let's go across to drums, pick a nice drum sound. Sounds pretty cool. Alright, now let's put in some drums. quantize this because my playing is quite awful. Control A to select, Control U to quantize. Let's add some hi-hats. We'll do the quarter notes. Actually, I'm thinking the eighth notes might be cool. Let's keep an eye on our master bus, make sure nothing's distorting, which it is. Pretty cool. What I think we could do now is add another synth that's layered on top doing a melody. So we're going to duplicate our first synth. What we'll do is we'll call this melody. Mellify. We'll call this one pad, and we'll call our first one bass. Alright, so let's go to our new synth. Alright, so let's see what we can do with this. Let's turn off the arpeggiator. Let's see what other tones we can get with this amp sim. That's sounding pretty cool. Let's play around with the parameters. That sounds pretty cool. I think with this, what I'm going to do is chuck a reverb back on. So let's go across the audio effects, reverb, make that decay time really long again. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across to MIDI effects and I'm going to grab a pitch shifter and I'm going to pitch this up by an octave just so I can reach those high notes. There we go. All right, now let's write a melody. Not bad. Let's quantize that, make sure it's all in time, it's looping correctly. We can pan this around if we like. Let's chuck our pad on the left. I actually think the B flat in our bass could go down an octave. Let's see how that sounds. Turn off the click track. Not bad, pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, I hope that was fun, guys, and I hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next, and I'll do a video of that. And I'll see you in the next one.